Every subject has its own language, and same is the case with economics. Economics is a subject which deals with limited resources and it guides how to use these resources to satisfy different needs and wants. Economics is mainly divided into microeconomics and macroeconomics, although it has multiple other branches as well, but the main branches are micro and macroeconomics. Microeconomics deals with individual issues and macroeconomics deals with issues of the entire economy as a whole. And basic economic concepts mean the basic terms or basic vocabulary that is being used in economics throughout. While we study physics, we discuss different concepts, like we may be discussing about current, maybe discussing about motion and electricity. And while we study biology, it deals with different issues. It has its own language and it has its own vocabulary. And same is the case with economics. Economics has its own language and it has its own vocabulary, which is used throughout economics. And basic economic terms which we will have to use throughout the syllabus, we are going to briefly have a look on them. Economics deals with needs, and needs are defined as basic necessities of life. For example, food, shelter, and clothing. These are basic necessities of life, and these are essential for survival. If needs are not satisfied, then it is about impossible to survive. Desires for luxurious things are known as wants, and wants are always unlimited in nature and they keep evolving. If one set of wants is satisfied, another set of wants is automatically created. For example, desire for a big house, desire for a big car is want, it is not need. People can survive in a small shelter, in a small house. They can have simple food to survive. That is basic necessity of life. But if they desire to have luxurious, everything luxurious which makes life comfortable, but it is not essential for survival, that comes under the definition of wants. And wants are always unlimited and they have no boundary. If we set a boundary of wants, and when we reach that boundary we set another boundary, and we keep doing this for the entire life. For example, if someone has nothing to travel as a transport, then he may have desire to have a simple phenomena bicycle, and once he has it he might desire to have a motorbike. Then he might desire to have a simple phenomena car. When he gets it, he may have desire to have a luxurious car, and after that he might have desire to have his personal plane as well. So wants have no boundary. The next term is scarcity of resources. Scarcity of resources refers to limited resources and unlimited wants. Since wants have no boundary, everyone feels scarcity of resources. He feels that he has insufficient resources to satisfy all of his needs and wants. And resources refer to the factors of production, and they are also denoted as FOPs, factors of production, and these include land, number two is labor, and number three is capital, then enterprise. Land refers to all natural resources like seas, rivers, minerals, mines, forests, glaciers, mountains, lakes. Everything that is natural comes under land. The reward for land is known as rent. Labor is another factor of production or resource. It refers to every physical or mental effort which are undertaken to produce goods and services, and we also call it as human resource. Every effort which is undertaken by any individual to produce goods and services and for a salary or wages as a reward is known as labor. Sometimes students are confused that if every physical and mental effort comes under labor, then the efforts of students while they are studying and they are preparing for exam must be the part of labor. So keep in mind that kind of effort is not the part of labor, because that kind of effort is not done against wages or salaries and it does not produce any kind of good or service. So labor mean every physical or mental effort which is undertaken to produce goods and services against salaries and wages as a reward. So services of doctors, teachers, engineers, factory workers, everyone's efforts are basically included in the definition of labor, and the reward for labor is definitely wages and salaries. Then comes capital, which is man-made resource which is used to produce further goods and services like machinery and technology and tools. In economics, capital does not mean money. It includes only physical assets, physical tools, machinery and technology, vehicle and buildings, premises, which are used to produce further goods and services as a part of capital. And reward for capital is known as interest. Then comes enterprise, which is the combination of all three factors of production: land, labor and capital. And enterprise is the risk taking ability of entrepreneurs to combine land, labor and capital to produce goods and services for profit as a reward. Person who takes the risk of doing this is known as entrepreneur. Then comes opportunity cost. This is really important concept which is not only used in microeconomics, rather it is also used in macroeconomics as well. So every decision which we take involves an opportunity cost, and opportunity cost is defined as the cost of next best alternative foregone. So whatever we sacrifice, whatever we forego is basically opportunity cost. For example, the time I'm consuming now to prepare lecture also involves opportunity cost, because I might have done anything else instead of preparing this lecture. And every individual, every firm and every government has to face opportunity cost while taking any kind of decision. For example, if you have a certain amount of money, let's say you have $50, you can use this money to watch a movie, or you can use this money for a dinner. For example, if you take dinner for that $50, then it means you cannot get entertainment from movie. So entertainment that is lost from movie is called opportunity cost. If government has some budget and government decided to construct a highway, then it might have to sacrifice, let's say, construction of university or college, or it may have used that fund to construct a hospital. So anything that we sacrifice by taking any decision is called opportunity cost. For further explanation of production possibility curve, its shifts, and how this can be used to explain opportunity cost, I suggest you to see the link in description and watch that video.